Yo, what's up guys, Gaming Magic 13 here, and welcome back to the 100% walkthrough for LEGO Batman the video game. Today I'll be playing through the first villain level of Power Crazed Penguin, rocking the docks, and picking up the super villain achievement along the way. Alright, so what makes Bane and Penguin so special? Well, Bane is another super strength character, meaning, like Clayface, he has the ability to grab onto orange handles and either yank things off the wall, clear a path, or just pull things out of the way. Penguin, on the other hand, while not very strong, is absolutely wonderful at combat. Why? First of all, his umbrella also functions as a gun. So if you press the action button, a bullet will fire out of his umbrella, and you will be able to shoot people. That is extremely helpful. And as the text demonstrates here, and what we're going to use to get out of this place, if you press the build button, you will be able to blow open any metal structure, in this case, a gate. Not only is that extremely helpful for puzzle solving, but because of the blast radius and the fact that the Penguin is immune to the explosions, as I just demonstrated, it makes him essential in combat, like I'm going to demonstrate here. Launch a Penguin bomb into these police officers, and almost all of them will blow up, and the rest of them you can mop up either with Bane's punches or Penguin's gun. Penguin is essentially the opposite of the Riddler in his usefulness. Penguin doesn't offer a whole lot in terms of cool abilities, whereas Riddler has mind control, but he's super useful for combat, so you definitely want to play as Penguin as much as possible. Anyway, when you're ready to proceed, switch to Bane and grab onto this truck to yank it out of the way. Then hop in the truck and drive further ahead. There are a few metal objects that you can break using the truck, but you only really need it to get to the next area. Once you're ready to proceed, hop on the truck and then ram through the gate on the right-hand side of the area. While entirely unnecessary in pursuit of the supervillain achievement, if you want to grab some extra studs, don't do what I'm about to do here. Don't drive the truck onto the right orange panel before you drive it onto the left one, because once it's on the right panel, you can't get it off. Again, you don't need the extra studs in order to get the supervillain achievement, but if you do want to grab the extra studs, then don't go onto the right panel first, go onto the left panel first. Now, you can actually find a purple stud in this area, but it's not entirely obvious where it is, because most people just go through straight to the next area before they fully explore. But if you do fully explore and take the time to, and you go all the way to the right of this area, mopping up the sailors along the way, then not only can you find a purple stud, but you'll find a bunch of other studs, like this blue stud right here, which is very helpful towards getting supervillain. But if nothing else, at least grab the purple stud in the far right of the area. Bust open these objects toward the top of the map and then reassemble the pieces into a fan. Float up to the top and then use the penguin's umbrella to fly across to the other side. Bane, of course, isn't very aerodynamic, so be sure to punch this ladder to allow him a method of getting up here. Because, of course, you need Bane's abilities in order to rip off that orange handle up there. Now, what happens to me here is stupid. You need both characters across this lake in order to proceed with the mission. You need Bane's ability, then you'll need Penguin's ability, then you'll need Bane's ability, and you're just going to keep bouncing back and forth between them. In all previous playthroughs, I have kept Penguin and Bane together long enough to get across this lake. But for some reason, as you'll see momentarily throughout this playthrough, Bane did not want to cross over to me when I was playing as the Penguin, and subsequently, when I was playing as Bane to go bring him back, the Penguin didn't want to come over to Bane's side. He also didn't want to climb the ladder when I wanted him to, or cross the lake when I wanted him to, or anything like that. So you'll notice when I come across this toxic Goopy here, I turn around and switch to Bane, only to come to the realization that he's not with me. So I have to go back and get him. Penguin still isn't across the gap, but at least we got Bane over here now. Send Bane through the toxic goo and pull on the orange handle to drain all the goo. Now this is me going back to try and get the Penguin on my side again, and as you can expect, it doesn't work. Eventually I just give up and concede to the necessity to ping-pong back and forth between these two. A useful tip of clearing this wave of sailors around the corner is to go around the corner, hopefully they don't notice that you're there just yet, and then send one of Penguin's, well, Penguin minions after him. And that should weaken their defense significantly. It won't take all of them out, as you can see here, but it will take some of them out. Anyway, what you really need to do is send one of Penguin's minions after those metal canisters back there, so that you can then reassemble the pieces into a handle. And this is the part where I do the get back over to this side dance again. In any case, use Bane to yank on the orange handle and pull the boat back so you can cross it. Time for another edition of Let's Go Back to Get My Partner. Oh hey, look who finally decided to show up. Send one of Penguin's minions into the gate to blow it open. While I do recommend blowing up the metal boxes for some extra studs, you do not need to pull open every single yellow and green crate. The only reason why I did it is because I wanted to get a sense of completion. You do not get any studs for yanking these things off the ground. I only did this so that I knew the area would be clear before moving on. It is completely unnecessary and quite frankly a waste of time. But hey, if you want to do it like I did to get a sense of completion and yank everything out of the way, then by all means, go ahead. Anyway, when you're ready to proceed, head to the door on the right. To start off, glide over to the left side of this area for some extra studs. It's around this point when you should hit the supervillain achievement if you haven't already. In fact, if you went to grab those extra studs from earlier using the orange panel, then you most definitely already have it, or at the very least are unbearably close to getting it. Regardless, once you're happy with the stud count, float back across the gap and then pull the lever to send the magnet over and back. Smash open the box and reassemble the pieces to finish the circuit. Then float back across the gap to pull the lever to send the power through the circuit. Now for the other side. Once you wave past any sailors that survived, switch to Bane and then send him through the toxic goo on the right hand side of the area and pull the lever. With both levers pulled, that's the elevator back up and running, so step inside and ascend. And here we have another case of the game's stupid elevator rules. Regardless, once you're up here, send one of Penguin's minions through the hole. That's going to drop a crate to the ground. There's also a purple setup here in case you don't already have supervillain, but at this point you should. Clear out the cops that show up before you assemble the dish, but once you do, the level will end. For completing this level, we unlocked Bane. And that's going to do it for this episode of the LEGO Batman the Video Game 100% Walkthrough. So, I would like to thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. And until next time, this has been Game Guys with the Team. Signing off, saying hope you have a fantasy wonderful day. And I will catch you next time where we're going to be tackling the second villain level of Power Crazed Penguin, stealing the show. Goodbye.